Welcome to Hythe Light Railway Station today, July the 15th, 2017. Shortly, we'll be asking you to use your imagination and step back in time to the 16th of July, 1927, as we try to recreate something of that special day's official opening ceremony. Then we shall travel forward through time and arrive in Dungeness in 2017. When we get to Dungeness, anybody who hasn't already signed, if you could please sign our guest book, that would be great. We'd like to have a record of who was here today. First, though, a couple of important housekeeping announcements. A special train to Dungeness is for our distinguished guests in this platform here, and those passengers who have bought advance tickets for the train. If you're not lucky enough to be travelling with us, there will be another train departing in a few weeks. Sorry, in half an hour. As I'm sure you will have noticed, today's timetable is very different to normal and will require some skillful timekeeping to achieve. So please be sure to board our train as soon as we ask you to. There are quite a few train movements happening in the station, including very probably in the middle of these speeches another departure. So please don't venture onto the tracks for all our sakes. You'll have also noticed that some of us are dressed up in vintage clothing from the era. There is a reason for that, apart from it being 1927. The Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway Association's Heritage Group have planned today's event, and I'm trying to look like Henry Greenley, the line's original engineer. Andy is doing a much better job of looking like Captain Howie, the line's founder, and it's great to see so many of the rest of you have joined in.
I've got that one. Hurry up.
Oi, I'm in charge today. Now please, join me back in 1927, where it is my pleasure to hand over to David Packer, one of today's Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway directors. Thank you.
Thank you. Please allow me to introduce myself. General Sir Ivor Max, Chairman of Directors of the most sporting railway in the whole world. Sporting because it has been created by sportsmen who have shown their determination to achieve what we see today. This railway will shortly be open to the public and operating under the terms of a light railway order approved by Parliament. The railway joins up the two ancient cinque ports of Hythe and Romney, and also links up, and this is quite as important, a place which has been rather left out in time past, that is Dymchurch. For years and years, Dymchurch has wanted a railway, and my friend, Captain Howie, has appeared on the scene and produced a railway for Dymchurch, the first railway in all its long history, and we hope that the people of Hythe, Dymchurch and Romney will use the line now and for the next 90 years and more. The Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports wishes me to convey to you his very best wishes for our success today, and wishes he could indeed be here himself. In the old days, before the railway was built, the Lord Warden would have gone from Hythe to Romney by sea. He was a sea dog in those days, but today he could, like us, be going by a train which is the most up-to-date in existence, perhaps rivaled only by Mr. Gresley's masterpieces of the London and North Eastern Railway. Our ambition for this courageous venture, undertaken by the captain and his workforce, is that it will prosper for many years and serve its community in its need. Who knows what the future may bring? Perhaps the railway may even be extended further as the community grows. Perhaps the future is our destination today.
Thank you, David. I'd like now to pass you over to Simon Fuchs, who is our present-day chairman of the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway Association. Simon.
When in the mid-1920s the founders and promoters of the RHDR wanted to bring their most up-to-date public railway to life. They chose the Cinque Port, with its ancient traditions and values, as the perfect place to introduce modernity. Earl Beecham, the Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports, said this: "If you want the best air, you must come to the liberties of the Cinque Port for it. Whether it is Hastings on the south or the corporate limb of Margate in the north, you will also find various municipalities doing all they can for the comfort, convenience and amusement of the people who are wise enough to come this way." It's highly appropriate it is. Wise enough to come this way to take advantage of this good air. And this is the latest example of this enterprise. Whatever people want in these modern days in the way of comfort, convenience and amusement during holiday times, it is to the Cinque Ports that they go in order to get it to perfection. This little railway is going to add to the convenience of the people who live here permanently and also those who come here for their holidays. It should add to the prosperity of this neighbourhood and also add to the amusement of the people who come here for their holidays. We will soon be boarding our inaugural train to travel to the terminus at New Romney and then on to the future, whatever that may hold.
Thank you, Simon. My thanks to our speakers. It is a pleasure to be here today to join the celebration marking the opening of the world's smallest public railway. In times gone past, our civic ancestors would have offered gifts of swans and porpoises to the Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports as tokens of our gratitude. But in the modern times of 1927, we can only express our gratitude to him for his support. The Mayor of Hythe said in 1927, "I hope sincerely that the railway will bring prosperity to Hythe, to New Romney and to its promoters." The Mayor of New Romney, represented for us today by Councillor Patricia Rolfe, said, "Not even this new railway, we fear, can ever restore to the old ports of Romney and Hythe the loss they have sustained by the gradual silting up of their harbours. But it is hoped that the inauguration of the Romney, Hythe and Dymchurch Railway will mark a new era of prosperity for the towns and districts concerned." It would be nice to think that the railway actually has contributed in part to some degree of prosperity and success. We are very honoured to have with us today descendants of the railway's founder, Captain Howie, of the line's engineer, Henry Greenley, of the Paxman family whose firm were commissioned to build the locomotive. The continued existence of the railway and its locomotives is testament to their skills and knowledge. The world-famous locomotive engineer Sir Nigel Gresley, whose A1 locomotive inspired Henry Greenley to design our own miniature cousins for the Romney, Hythe and Dymchurch, was also present in 1927, so we're also very pleased to welcome his grandson here today as well. This is the bit where it might go a bit wrong. I'm sorry, but we've got our timing ever so slightly out of kilter. We're probably stuck somewhere around about 1958 at the moment. So if you could just bear with us for a few moments. Okay, here we go. It now gives me great pleasure to ask Captain Howie's granddaughter and great-granddaughter to perform the task of opening the line by setting our signal for line clear by pressing the blast plunger. Ladies. Ready? And push together, just push down. There we go, thank you. Our line is now clear for our journey to the future. Thank you.
Just cleared the signal. Can we go back 5 seconds, please?
You want an action replay?
Yes, please.
An action replay of the signal being dropped on pressing of the plunger will now take place.
When you pressed the plunger, the signal went ding.
Almost got it right.
You knew the tears that have gone into making this work. It's supposed to go ding.